So how did I cure my social anxiety? Now, before I tell you exactly how I did that, let me rewind a little bit because when I was young, I was a very, very shy boy. I missed out on early school life. I didn't go to reception nursery, which I think is like kindergarten for any Europeans or Americans. And I didn't go because I was so attached to my mother that I would cry hysterically. And my parents, in the end, decided that they would no longer take me to that environment. So I missed out on that. I didn't go to school until I was like 6 years old. And when I was at school, I moved around a lot. So I never really stood in one place for too long. And growing up, it just meant that I missed out on that friendship, that community, that relationship building. I never really got to experience that at a young age. So for me, it only happened until I was kind of in my late or early teen years, let's say. But by then it was just brand new, whilst everyone had developed a kind of baseline to it. So for me, it was tough, and it meant that I was never really someone that was able to build friendships or have conversations. So to essentially action that, I hid. I hid a lot. So it didn't really do me much favors, or it didn't serve me much. So as you can see by the story, you're kind of getting a picture of how my childhood has affected or had affected my social anxiety. For me, I just hated having conversations with people. I just did not want to speak to people. I hated small talk. I hated interactions with new people. I didn't enjoy particularly meeting my family. Um, and for me, I had a very close circle of friends. And when that circle grew, I shrinked. Very interesting. So I experienced this for many, many years, decades of my life, actually. I'd say about 25 years of my life, I dealt with social anxiety. And it got to a point where I just simply had enough. I became aware of the term. I did a lot of training, like CBT training. I hired coaches, mentors. I did workshops. I even put myself into situations um, where I had to be social, which helped. But for me, what changed the most, what moved the needle, was when I started to take 15, 20 minutes out of my day and just be social with people. It was tough, I'll be honest. It was very awkward. It felt not like me, but I did it and I stuck by it for many years. I started this about 3 years ago. I would essentially go out and be social to one person, regardless of the magnitude of that interaction, right? It would typically be something like saying good morning or hello to someone, or even stretching a conversation with a shopkeeper, or even just looking at someone in their eyes and holding eye contact and not letting go until they do it. Something like this. And slowly, slowly, I would raise the stakes. I would increase the volume. So maybe I would say something like asking for directions, maybe complimenting someone, maybe staying in a conversation where it just didn't make sense for me. So over time, what happened was that I became more comfortable in these interactions. And it's not to say that it was easy, it was very challenging for me, but I put the intention there. I made my, I guess I really wanted to remove this thing out of my life because it had trapped me, it stopped me for so many years, where I just no longer wanted to be a part of that. And I know so many people in life are actually struggling with social anxiety, and it's just going to start increasing now because that's just the way the world is heading, society in general. So that really helped me, boys. Being social every every single day, because I was stacking momentum, I was doing the rep, and I was doing that consistently, and I was raising the stakes. I was making it harder every single time. I think one simple phrase or one simple terminology that I've learned over the years is, for me as a gym goer, reps and sets and increasing the weight builds the muscle. And it's exactly the same thing in other areas of our life, because everything's a muscle. Our brain is a muscle, right? The more we use it, the more we test it, and the more we increase the volume, the bigger it grows, the stronger it gets. And it's so true. It's so true. And it's such a nice way of seeing it, because it's so easy, especially if you're a gym goer, but even if you're not, you can understand what that means. So if you're out there, you're struggling with social anxiety, take 15, 20 minutes of your day and just be social with one person, and then raise the stakes the next day ever so slightly. It doesn't have to be crazy, right? And trust me, this will help. This will change your life. Don't expect this to happen overnight. That's not how a muscle grows. It needs time, it needs tension, and it needs consistency. And over time, you will build the discipline to do this consistently. So stick with it. Now, boys, if you're new to this channel, I'm building a community of men at all ages who essentially want to evolve their life. They want to grow. They want to become better, stronger, wiser, fitter. I'm still on this journey myself, but I'm at a point now where I can really make sense of what I've learned. And I'm hoping to use this channel to share that knowledge. So boys, if you're new to this channel, give this video a like, subscribe, and peace.